This conversation starts calm, and then everything shifts. Let's break it down on Choir Media.
There you go. Did you hear what I asked about as far as the the Zoom instructions?
Yeah, I closed out YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let me make sure it's all closed out. Okay.
Okay. Before we get started, how old are you?
25.
25. So, why don't I respect black women?
For me, okay, when you said bish, for me, I just felt like the way you were saying it, it was very demeaning, because I feel like it's very hard to say like one size fits all, because I do work in the wedding industry and I see all types of couples.
Ma'am, I asked you, how is it that I don't respect black women? You have
I just felt like the way you spoke to her was somewhat demeaning, and just from
Okay, let me stop you right here. I'm gonna stop you right here. You said the way I said bish.
Yeah, that was very demeaning. I feel
Excuse
like
excuse me, young lady. Did I call her a bitch?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It is.
It is not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Young lady, it is not the same thing.
Well, where did bish come from? Isn't it like?
Okay, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to play with you. Look, you can either tell me how I don't respect black women. I did not call her. First off, I didn't call her a bitch. This is a rebroadcast, a reaction video to what she was saying. And now you can either justify what you're saying, but you're not going to just gaslight me. Bitch and bish are two different things. And here's the funny thing, black woman, you guys call each other bitch all the time. Bitch. Well, but that's not the point. That's not the point. I said black women do it. So please tell me how a black man who addresses black women, who has black women on his show, and his clients, and on another group who are in the chat room right now, how I don't respect black women. Tell the black women how I don't respect them.
I just said it.
No, you said, because I said the word bish, and then you start going on to talk about you being in the wedding industry, and while it's about to be United Colors of Many times.
The way you were speaking to her was very demeaning.
Okay, well, and then how should I have been speaking? So how was I speaking? How was it demeaning? Give me an example of what I said to her.
I just don't feel like there's one size fits all.
Okay, ma'am. I want you to be clear. How was I speaking to her?
One size does not fit
ma'am,
all.
But see, that is not. What did I say to that woman that was demeaning?
I just said it.
No, you didn't. So apparently, no. Okay, ma'am, maybe I'm slow. Maybe I'm old. But you did not say, you said one size does not fit all. That could have been a statement I said to anyone. So anybody that says that is being demeaned?
I feel like your tone, the way you spoke to her, you saying bitch, to me, that was not being respectful.
Again, you can have whatever feeling you want, but you do realize that was a rebroadcast. Did you catch what the woman wrote to me in an inbox?
No.
Okay. So what I'd like for you to do is, when this rebroadcast, you can go back and look at all the women say that, no, sis, you're off base. Kevin has respect for black women. As a matter of fact, you still haven't said what specifically I said to her, other than my. Hold on, young lady. It
might be a situation where.
I've already told you you're not going to talk over me. Other than my tone. Men don't speak like women. You can unmute yourself. She doesn't even know she's muted. You don't even know you're muted. You can't overtalk me. I've already tried to let you understand that you cannot overtalk me.
Okay, I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. That was it.
Well, okay. So, Joyanne, what you said is a bunch of feelings. You haven't said what I've done. You said because I used the word bish. I didn't call her bitch, and I didn't say that to that woman. And it was in a joking way. So that's number one. Number two, the way in which I spoke to her was demeaning. And when I ask you for examples, you just say your tone.
Yeah,
So how does your so were you did you have mom? So if I were, would your father speak to women that way?
No.
Was he in the house with you when you grew up coming up?
Yes, he was.
Right. And do you have a boyfriend now or a husband?
No, I don't.
Do you ever want to get married?
Of course.
All right. Do you expect men to speak like women?
No, but I have very respectful men in my family, and I know how.
Good, but you're not going to. But ma'am, you're not going to marry a man in your family. You're going to marry a man from the public.
Yeah, and they're going to be very respectful from.
Really? So are you engaged now?
No, I'm not. I'm single.
When's the last time you've had a serious, committed relationship?
A year ago.
Good. How long did it last?
2 years.
So 2 years. So you're 25. So a year ago you were 24 and lasted 2 years. Were you in college?
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years. Over almost 10% of your life. Why'd that end?
I mean, as you grow older, you develop more of an outlook of what you want long term. So it was just a learning process for me.
So it ended because you got older?
No, just because, yeah, you kind of just figure out what you want more so.
So you ended it or he ended it?
I ended it.
Was he in college as well?
Yes.
And when you're in the wedding industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
At what age do you see your counterparts typically getting married?
It varies. A lot of my brides, some of my brides are
I say typically.
Typically, probably late 20s.
If you had to give a mean age, plus or minus 3 years, what age would it be?
Probably 28, 29.
28 or 29. I would give it 26. 26 plus or minus 3 years. That would be 23 to 29. Most women.
I haven't had any.
Most women aren't getting married after 30. If you're in the industry, you know that. So I've
had quite a few brides.
Okay, ma'am. And the exception doesn't disprove the rule. This is old industry knowledge. I'm an image consultant, ma'am. I'm not just a guy on YouTube who's talking noise. You may be in the bridal industry. I'm not going to dispute that. But what I'm saying is, at the net of it, most women are getting married in their early 20s, especially post-college. And I'm curious to hear a woman that was raised by her father who's talking about these men are going to be respectful. That's cool. But you had a 2-year relationship that ended and you're single now. What's the delay or holdup in actually finding the kind of man that you would want to be a wife to?
I mean, it's just really just doing interviews, going on dates, and trying to find somebody that I feel like is a match for me to be with long term.
I can understand that. Are your parents from here or from another place?
Yeah, I'm Jamaican.
You're Jamaican. Is your father actively helping you vet men?
No. I mean, I asked them for advice. Like I asked my brother, asked my dad for advice, but.
So, but why?
Just to make sure that I'm.
No. What I'm asking, sis, is I'm asking why isn't your dad actively helping you vet men?
I mean, as a woman, like, of course, like, I'm a woman, so they'll probably understand, guys better. So is this?
Are your mom and dad still married?
No.
Okay. Were they married when you were? How long were they married?
15 years.
15 years, and did they divorce before you went to college or after?
Before.
Oh, sorry to hear that. About what age were you when they divorced?
7.
Oh, and you were raised in the house with dad?
Yeah.
So he had custody of you?
It's all right. So basically, I grew up in Jamaica until I was 13.
Okay.
So, I grew up with my dad. My mom came here first.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I moved with my mom.
So in your teen, so who'd you spend most of the time with, your mom or your dad in the house?
Probably my dad, but I mean, it's always, I've always had them both.
Right, right. I get you have both parents, but like if your parents divorced at 7 years old, during your formative dating years, like your teen years, were you living with your father or your mother?
My mom.
Okay. And were there any, and your brothers weren't there?
My brother's, he lived with us.
Okay. And is he younger than you?
He's older.
Cool. And is your mom remarried?
Yeah. We had a stepdad.
Oh, okay. So you had a stepdad in the house with mom?
Hmm.
And was he an active parent, or was he more just like your dad was the guy who ran the show and he just kind of gave guidance?
He was active, but I wouldn't necessarily talk to him about like dating and stuff like that.
And the
But he
reason
was
and the
very
reason
active.
I'm asking, young lady, is
Hmm.
because you're 25,
Hmm.
and it is unusual to have. When you said your dad was in the house, I don't know many men who raise their daughters in the house who daughters don't actively work with their father and the men in their family to help them vet. But now it makes more sense. I mean, your mother and father were not together, so your mom remarried and dad was a stepdad, so it makes sense. Almost like the typical American black family where the women are in charge. So when I ask you who's helping you, you say you run it by your father and this and that, and that's cool. But do you see non-black people moving that way when they're younger?
What do you mean,
Do you,
like
when
as
you see it when you see let's say you see an Asian young woman coming to get married, are her parents actively involved? Do you see a father there? Are her parents paying for it? You see a
Yeah,
Caucasian, okay. But when you see a black woman, do you actively see mother and father there? Dad is paying for everything.
yeah, mostly most of my weddings.
Most of your weddings come from. I want to be clear. Most of your weddings, when a black woman comes in, she has a mother and father, and a dad's paying for
Yeah.
it. Do you think that's the norm or the exception?
It's the norm. Like I would say majority of my weddings, the
I mean,
parents
the norm for the norm for the country.
for the country that when they're getting married,
Hmm?
yeah.
Okay.
I feel
All right.
like
All
it,
right. Well, let me explain to you. And you're 20. You're 25, and you live in, I'm assuming, the East Coast.
yeah.
All right. I don't need to know exactly where. Black women are married at a rate of 26%. That's 1 out of 4 black women are married.
Hmm.
80% of black children in this country are born to single mothers. That means there's no father, they're not living with their father. It is statistically impossible for the majority of black women who marry at such a low rate to come from intact families where men are paying for weddings. Ma'am, that's just not the truth. You can say your hold on, ma'am. Again, this is not my opinion or your opinion. This is just the facts, data, statistics, and the numbers.
Yeah, I do agree with your facts, but if you look at like more psychologically, like if your parents are married, it's a good chance that you're gonna get married, right? It's gonna be easier for you to find a guy.
Well, then
So,
how's that working out for you?
for me, it's just a process. Like I said, it's doing interviews
It's a long
and
process you're doing by yourself, though.
no, I definitely have male men in my life. I have my dad, I have my brother.
But you just
So
said your dad isn't involved in this. You
I
run
told
stuff
you
by
that
him.
I told you that he was. I do. I
No,
run
ma'am. I asked you. I guess we have different levels of involved. Just by running stuff by dad that you're deciding is not really. You're in charge of the process. You're just asking him an opinion about choices you make. See, I find it as in my business, I work heavily with matchmakers. I work heavily with image consultants. I mean, not image consultants, personal trainers, event planners. I work with a lot of people in society. I've been married. And I find it interesting. I've been married twice, actually. I find it interesting that black women who especially are wedding planners or in the wedding industry, you have a bird's eye view at the disparity that black women have when it comes to paying for a wedding, who shows up at the wedding. You are not telling me that you honestly see men in equal proportion in that environment. No, ma'am, you're not. That's not the truth.
I'm not being dishonest.
Okay.
I am telling you, like,
Okay.
I always see their dads.
Their dads will be there, but dad's not paying. Okay, so net of it, you're 25. By what age do you plan? You had a 2-year relationship. It ended a year ago. By what age would you like to be married?
I mean, I guess like right now it's just like you said, I am dating people, so it's just
Is marriage a top priority for you?
yeah.
Okay, so if it's a top priority, just like I'm assuming, are you going after marriage like you went after your degree?
Yeah.
All right. So if that's the case, you went after your degree with some sort of plan and some sort of passion. I'm asking, by what age would you like to be married?
I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping to meet somebody this year. So it would probably be like a year. I would say a guy should know in a year.
Okay. So you want to be married by what age?
I mean, it just depends on when I meet someone. So if I
You
meet
said
someone this year, it'll be like a year. I would hope that they would know they want to get married within a year.
so. Again, if you meet somebody within this year, you want, so by 27.
Yeah.
All right. And all right, you want to be married by 27. Before your previous 2-year relationship, were you dating a lot of guys, or did you have another relationship?
Another relationship.
How long was that one?
A year.
Okay, so you've had a 2-year relationship and a 1-year relationship. So you're kind of a relationship girl.
Yeah.
All right. And did you end that first one too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you know, in Black America, when a divorce is filed, it's filed 80% of the time by the woman. Black women end their relationships at some of the highest rates in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an intelligent, educated woman who has all these things going for her, why are you picking so poorly? Why are you wasting a year and 2 years? That's 3 years. That's 3 years. That's over 10% of your life.
I feel like the majority of like younger women, we kind of choose poorly.
This
just
is why,
because,
but I agree. That's why fathers are so important. That's why fathers are so important to be in this process, because you're right. You choose poorly, and your own personal track record proves that. But yet your father's still not actively involved, according to you.
okay.
How could a man who doesn't have respect for Black women, know that and tell it to you in such a clear way? How could a Black man who have this kind of grasp of facts, data, and statistics tell you these truths if I didn't have any respect for you?
Okay.
Okay, but there's a question. How could I do this if I had no respect? And your answer is okay.
I told you like from the beginning, I felt like the way, the conversation, it just felt very
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. When you get married, because you're an attractive woman, would you like to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
no.
How many children would you like to have?
3.
3. And I'm assuming you would like your kids to be able to go to college like you did.
Mm-hmm.
The American dream, kids have cars and pay for school. How much money do you think your husband would have to make in order to support a wife and 3 children?
Definitely, I guess. I mean, I always plan on working.
I get it, but how much would he have to make because you don't want to have to pay the bills?
On his own, I guess, like you were saying with her, it would have to be I guess 150, 300 and up.
150 to 300. That's a big gap.
Yeah. I mean, I think 150 is like enough.
What city or region do you live in?
I live in Orlando.
Orlando.
Hmm.
$150,000 a year. Orlando's an expensive city, ma'am.
It's not that bad.
Okay, let's look at the cost of living in Orlando.
Hmm.
What's the cost of living in Orlando? Cost of living Orlando. What do you think? Oh, you're right. It's 100.6.
Sure,
It's
but
100.6. It's 100.6. But no one goes to Orlando. So let's $150,000. Ma'am,
Mhm.
a single man here in Atlanta, which is close to Orlando, making $120,000 can just afford to have a high value lifestyle.
Mhm.
That means you would be making 75, he's making 75. Are you making 75 or more right now?
Yeah.
All right. So do you feel rich?
No, I'm comfortable.
You're cool, but
Mhm.
you got a car payment?
Yeah.
All right. You got a house payment?
No.
All right. You do want a house though, right?
Of course.
Okay, of course. And do you want a nice mid-sized sedan, preferably something European?
No, I'm Jamaican. You know, we like the.
Would you like a nice sedan, or do you want to ride a bike?
I mean, I got a nice SUV already, so.
Cool. That's right now. That's on
Yeah.
your money.
Yeah.
But the man that comes in has to replace your income. And how much are you making roughly? More than 75, less than 150?
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I'm the type of person like.
But ma'am, what I'm trying to get you to understand is he has to come in and at least replace your income.
Yeah.
Right. But that income is enough for just you, right? To live cool.
Hmm.
Could you be cool with 3 kids?
With 150?
With what you're making right now?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
See, notice how that pause happened? No. I'm cool
Yeah.
right now at 25 with my SUV living the hot girl summer in Orlando. But I could not put 3 babies on that, much less get them in cars and get them on off to college on that little bit of money. So how in the hell can somebody be making 150 and have you and 3 kids and you be cool?
Hmm.
I'm listening.
Okay, so it would have to be more than 100.
No, it would have to be closer to 350,000. The number I keep talking about, and ma'am, what I'm trying to get to is the men that make that kind of money. They're not average. They're leaders. They're higher ups.
Hmm.
And you don't get that way by being tender. You get that way by being ambitious.
Yeah.
Right. Were the guys you broke up with ambitious?
No.
Right. But guess what? Men like me and the guys I deal with are. And what's the oldest man you would consider dating right now?
35.
35. Sweetheart, you better move that up to 40. That's where you better start from. The average man earning $300,000+ in this country does not get there until his late 30s. See, this is what I mean. So many of you young ladies who don't have your fathers and things like that, and you come here and hear me talking to a woman that I did my level best to try to be respectful of. You said I'm talking rude. Well, guess what? Men that make the kind of money you're talking about, they don't want to hear that kind of stuff from women like you because it sounds very much like you want men to be women.
I don't. Like,
But
I'm
that's
very.
what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like. And your life, ma'am, whether you know it or not, is set up like a lot of young black women with this feminist kind of left-leaning, I don't need no man. I'm out here. I'm just trying to let you understand, man. I'm not saying it is you. But your biological father didn't raise you. You had a stepdad. Stepdad did not have
My
power.
dad raised me until I was 13.
Okay.
And then I moved here.
All right. But you were raised in okay. Dad raised you. But
Yeah.
in the years where your sexuality was really in the market, mom was there and a stepfather
My
was there.
stepdad was like
But he
the
just,
head
they,
of
I
my
got,
home.
okay, young lady, all I have to know is this. Your dad was not, when someone came to pick you up for a date, they picked you up from your mother's house, not your father.
My stepdad, like my
Your
stepdad was like,
stepdad, okay. Your stepdad, if you needed your ass whooped, could your stepdad do it?
he definitely punished us. He didn't hit
That's
us.
not what I asked you.
My dad
That's
didn't hit us.
no man, but your dad could have whooped if you needed your ass whooped. Could he have done it?
He definitely punished us a
I
lot.
asked you a specific question, young lady, and for a
No,
reason. If
no,
your biological father needed to whoop your ass, could he have done it?
no,
He could not.
no.
Why?
Because he's still in Jamaica, so
No, I'm talking about, see, now you want to play games. You were there with him for up until age 13, right?
yeah, I lived in Jamaica. I was
So
born.
if your father needed to whoop your ass while you were in Jamaica, could he have done it?
Yeah, I lived
Right.
with him.
All right. He could have. Whether he did or not is irrelevant. When you moved to with your mother and your stepdad, if you needed your ass whooped, could he have done what your father in Jamaica could have done?
No,
Exactly. And you know that. It's like I said, most black women are raised under matriarchal feminine leadership. And you have no idea what it means to be under a man's true lead. But yet, you want men in the top 1% of earners to be these beta male bitch boys who don't say the word bitch because you think it's insulting to call a woman a bitch. Where do they make these? Where do they make these guys at? Where do these guys go out and make $300,000? Please tell me the factory, because there are a lot of black women that would love to know where to get a $350,000 beta bitch boy.
yeah, personally, because you're assuming that
not-
I'm feminist. I'm not.
I didn't
I
assume
really
you were a
have-
feminist, ma'am. No, ma'am, I didn't assume you were a feminist. I said your life is set up like a lot of feminists. I didn't say what you are. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know you.
in our household, my stepdad, he was the
So
head.
who's gonna
Like,
walk you down the aisle? If and when you do find,
it'd
who's
be
gonna
my
walk?
dad,
Who's gonna walk you down the aisle? Your biological father?
my biological father.
Exactly. So your stepfather, all he had was bills. He didn't have any real He didn't have any real corporal
Oh,
authority.
he punished us.
He could
was the
punish you,
one-
but as long as mama signed on, he could punish you
Oh,
as long
he
as
didn't
mama.
have to.
He could punish you as long as mama signed off on it. See, what I need you young ladies to understand is far too many young black women like this could have futures. But does anyone feel like this young lady, who's an attractive young lady, is really set up to be dealing with a high value man? A guy who's making the kind of money you're talking about making. You've already shown that oh, we got the wrong thing on, wrong screen. You've already shown that you can't pick men worth a damn on your own. Can't pick a man worth a damn on your own. When you're hearing when you hear a man talk like a man, it hurts your feelings some kind of way. And I'm saying, man, right now, being in the wedding industry, you know, if you ain't married by 30, the chances for women to get married drop off the cliff. And you're not approaching marriage in a serious way, and you want to be married in a year, I would say, here's what I would suggest: get around a bunch of women who are marriage minded, who understand what it's going to take, and get away from some of these girl power kind of places, because it may make you feel good, but I'm gonna tell you this, man: the men who are making the kind of money you're talking about, even on the lower end, are not going to be girlfriend talk to you like a woman. That's what Rebecca Lynn Pope, black woman, right here on YouTube, married matchmaker. Stop dealing with black women because of their unrealistic standards. And when the first thing she said is, men do not talk or speak like your girlfriends. Stop expecting men to be that way. And if what you think I was being disrespectful or whatever, ma'am, be prepared to have a life with a lot of cats or a beta male, because you won't have a man who is a provider. I will tell you that. But I'll let you go ahead and have the final say before you get up out of here.
I don't have anything to say.
Well, if that's the case, have a good day. If you black women who want black men to be leaders and get out here and have to fight the world so you can live in the lap of luxury, you better understand that you're not going to get some little teddy bear. You're going to have a man that has to get out there and fight. The man is going to have to fight to bring home the bacon, to keep you and the family fed, to make it to where his boys aren't fodder for the prison industrial complex and all this other kind of stuff. Cannot be a punk. So, I refuse to have men apologize for being men. You can unmute yourself.
So the caller is 25 years old, and she starts off by accusing Kevin of disrespecting black women because of the way he spoke to another woman in a previous clip. Her main argument is about his tone and the language he used. She says it felt demeaning, but Kevin immediately challenges her to explain specifically what he said that was disrespectful, and that's where things start to shift. Instead of pointing to an exact statement, she keeps going back to how it felt. Kevin's point here is that feelings and facts aren't the same thing. If someone is being accused of disrespect, there should be something concrete to point to. Then the conversation moves into something much bigger: dating, marriage, and expectations. Kevin asks about her relationship history. She's 25 and has had a 2-year relationship and a 1-year relationship, both of which she ended. And that's where Kevin brings up a key point. If marriage is truly your top priority, then your dating strategy should reflect that. He compares it to how people pursue a college degree. When someone wants a degree, they create a plan, follow steps, and stay focused. But when it comes to relationships, many people say they want marriage yet approach dating casually, hoping the right person will just appear. Then Kevin starts talking about lifestyle expectations. She says she wants 3 kids, doesn't want to carry major financial burdens after pregnancy, and believes a man making around $150,000 could support that life. But Kevin breaks down the numbers and argues that realistically, a household with a wife and 3 kids would likely require closer to $300,000 or more to live comfortably. His argument is that the men earning that kind of money are usually in their late 30s or 40s, because high incomes typically come after years of career development. And that leads to his final point. Kevin says many young women want top-tier outcomes: strong providers, stable families, comfortable lifestyles, but sometimes underestimate the level of strategy and preparation needed to attract those men. By the end of the conversation, his advice is simple. If marriage is the goal, surround yourself with marriage-minded people. Learn from couples who've already built stable relationships and approach dating with the same seriousness you approach your career. Now, whether people agree with Kevin's delivery or not, one thing is clear. Conversations like this force people to think about the gap between what we want and how we're actually moving to get it. And that's why clips like this keep going viral. They spark debate, challenge assumptions, and push people to ask tough questions about relationships today. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Kevin was being honest or too harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.